It was a typical Tuesday afternoon at Toronto Pearson International Airport. Travelers bustled through the terminal, their minds on destinations and reunions. Among them were the passengers of Delta Flight 4819, a Bombardier CRJ-900LR arriving from Minneapolis. Little did they know, their routine flight was about to take a terrifying turn. At approximately 2:15 p.m. ET, under a sky heavy with snow flurries, the aircraft prepared for touchdown. The wind, however, had other plans. Gusts of up to 40 miles per hour buffeted the plane, pushing it off course. On the ground, airport staff and passengers in the arrival gates watched with bated breath as the aircraft swayed precariously. The seasoned pilots fought valiantly to maintain control, but the forces of nature proved too strong. With a sickening crunch of metal against tarmac, Delta Flight 4819 crash-landed. The impact sent shockwaves through the airport. The Bombardier CRJ-900LR, designed for smooth landings, skidded across the runway. It careened towards a halt, its momentum defying the pilot's desperate struggle for control. Passengers aboard the aircraft were thrown violently against their seats, their cries of fear swallowed by the screeching metal and the roar of the wind. The plane, no longer a symbol of soaring freedom, became a vessel of chaos. Outside, a blanket of white obscured the full view. Yet the severity of the situation was undeniable. Emergency vehicles, their sirens a chorus of urgency, raced towards the scene. The initial moments after the crash were a blur of confusion and terror. Passengers, many disoriented and injured, clung to a shred of hope. Inside the mangled cabin, a sense of disbelief hung heavy in the air. The smell of jet fuel mingled with the dust from shattered overhead compartments, creating a pungent cocktail of fear. Yet, amidst the wreckage, stories of courage began to unfold. Flight attendants, their training kicking in, sprang into action, guiding passengers towards emergency exits. Strangers helped strangers, their shared peril forging a bond of humanity. One passenger, Ashley Zook, later recalled the harrowing moments on her Snapchat. "It all happened so fast," she wrote, her words capturing the raw emotion of the ordeal. "One minute we were landing, the next we were spinning, and then everything went black." Her account, shared thousands of times, offered a chilling glimpse into the chaos. As the snow continued to fall, a collective sigh of relief swept through the airport. Despite the severity of the crash, there were no fatalities. Of the 80 souls on board, 76 passengers and 4 crew members, all had managed to escape the mangled wreckage. 18 passengers sustained injuries, 3 of whom were rushed to local hospitals. However, even the most seriously injured were expected to make a full recovery. Deborah Flint, president and CEO of Toronto Pearson International Airport, addressed the media with a mix of relief and gratitude. "We are incredibly thankful that there were no fatalities," she stated, her voice filled with emotion. "The rapid response of our emergency personnel undoubtedly saved lives today." The crash of Delta Flight 4819 sent ripples of shock and disbelief far beyond the confines of the airport. News outlets around the world broadcast images of the crumpled aircraft, a stark reminder of the fragility of life. Yet, amidst the wreckage, stories of survival and human resilience emerged, offering a glimmer of hope in the face of tragedy. One such story came from Ian Crowder, a passenger on the ill-fated flight. It was like something out of a movie, he shared, his voice shaking with emotion. "The plane hit the ground and we started spinning. I truly believe that someone was watching over us that day." His words, echoing the sentiments of many, spoke to the profound sense of gratitude that permeated the aftermath. On the ground, Zach Nolan, a passenger waiting to board an Air Canada flight, witnessed the crash from the relative safety of the terminal. "I saw the plane come in too fast, and then it just bounced and skidded off the runway," he recounted, his voice still tinged with disbelief. "It was terrifying to watch, but the response from the emergency crews was incredible." The unsung heroes, first responders' swift action. While passengers recounted their harrowing experiences, the heroic actions of the first responders came into sharp focus. Within minutes of the crash, firefighters, paramedics, and airport staff converged on the scene, their movements a well-choreographed ballet of urgency and precision. Their bravery, evident in every action, played a pivotal role in ensuring the survival of all on board. Toronto Airport Fire Chief Todd Aitken praised the swift response of his team. "Our firefighters were on scene within 60 seconds of the initial distress call," he revealed, his voice filled with pride. They faced a challenging situation, a damaged aircraft, leaking fuel, and terrified passengers. But they performed their duties with courage and professionalism. Their rapid response, aided by the absence of a post-crash fire, allowed for the safe evacuation of all passengers and crew before the situation could escalate. The aftermath investigations and official statements. As the dust settled on that fateful Tuesday afternoon, the focus shifted from rescue to investigation. The Transportation Safety Board of Canada, the agency responsible for investigating aviation accidents, took the lead. Working in collaboration with the Federal Aviation Administration and the National Transportation Safety Board, they embarked on a meticulous investigation to determine the cause of the crash. The black box, containing the flight data recorder and cockpit voice recorder, was recovered and sent for analysis. This crucial piece of evidence, along with eyewitness accounts and meteorological data, would provide investigators with valuable insights into the events leading up to the crash. In the meantime, Delta Air Lines issued a statement expressing gratitude for the swift response of the first responders and offering support to the passengers and crew involved in the incident. Delta's response, support, and commendations. Delta Air Lines, in the wake of the harrowing incident, acted swiftly to address the situation. CEO Ed Bastian, in an official statement, expressed immense relief at the absence of fatalities and commended the heroic actions of the first responders. "We are incredibly grateful for the quick thinking and bravery of our crew and the first responders at Toronto Pearson," he remarked, his words reflecting the airline's commitment to safety and their concern for those affected by the crash. The airline also announced the cancellation of all remaining flights to Toronto for the day, prioritizing the well-being of passengers and crew. A travel waiver was issued, allowing passengers scheduled to travel to or from Toronto through February 20th, 2025, to change their plans without incurring additional fees. This passenger-centric approach, coupled with their commitment to cooperating fully with the ongoing investigation, showcased Delta's dedication to transparency and accountability. Reflections on a near tragedy, lessons learned, and gratitude expressed. The crash landing of Delta Flight 4819 served as a stark reminder of the unpredictable nature of air travel. While the incident undoubtedly left many shaken, it also highlighted the resilience of the human spirit and the critical importance of robust safety protocols. The swift actions of the flight crew, the bravery of the first responders, and the compassion shown by strangers towards one another in the face of adversity painted a hopeful picture amidst the wreckage. As the investigation continued, the aviation industry as a whole reflected on the lessons learned. The incident underscored the need for continued vigilance in pilot training, aircraft maintenance, and emergency response preparedness. It served as a poignant reminder that even in the safest of industries, accidents can happen, and it is through rigorous safety measures and the unwavering dedication of those on the ground and in the air that tragedies are averted.